everyone, are you ready for the phrase today? We are introduce the noun phrases, and this section will be taught by first MANUEL, JELIAN, ANAK, MASAM, and Muhammad Daniel HAIKAL bin FEIZAL, and me, Wizing, and SITI Nur FAQIHAH BINTI AMIN, and the last one SITI Nur IFFAH BINTI Muhammad DARWIS. Do you ready for the class? Alright, before we get into the structure, constituent, or function of noun phrases, I would like to introduce this magazine for you all. Today's video will be based on the text from this magazine. The text from this magazine is like, there are cream, tweezer, lipstick, and sunscreen that work just fine. And then, there are those that wow, for our much anticipated 18th annual guide, we want only the winners. So, we concern the widely busy top dermatologists and hair and makeup pros to vote the ones they swear by and tell us the particular reason why. Get ready to be converted. Now, get ready. The first part of this video is the constituent of noun phrases. Now, look at the first sentence. There are cream, tweezer, lipstick, and sunscreen. This sentence is formed by a verb phrase and a noun phrase. Now we look one by one. There is a determiner, are is a verb, and they form a verb phrase. Creams is a noun, tweezer is a noun, lipstick also a noun, and is a conjunction, sunscreen is a noun, and they form noun phrase. And from this sentence, we notice that cream, tweezer, lipstick, sunscreen is the head of the sentence. Next, we see this sentence, and then there are those that wow. And is a conjunction, then is an adverb, and they form a noun phrase. And there are those that wow is also a noun phrase. In this big noun phrase, they have another noun phrase which is those that wow. And in this noun phrase, we can see a verb phrase which is that wow, which combination of pronouns and verbs. And there is a determiner, are is a verb, and those is also a determiner, and that is a pronoun, wow is a verb. And in this sentence, we can see that wow is the head of the sentence.
So now let's take a look for the other sentence from the text, which is for our much anticipated 18th annual guide, we wanted only the winners. So for the first sentence, which is for our much anticipated 18th annual guide, there is prepositional phrase and noun phrase in the sentence. In the prepositional phrase, there is preposition for, and in the noun phrase, there is pronoun, which is our, much anticipated, which is the adjective, 18, which is the noun, and there is the other noun phrase in the noun phrase, which is annual is the adjective and guide is the noun. In the second sentence, there is pronoun, which is the word we, and there is verb phrase. The word wanted is the verb, the word only is the adverb, and there is noun phrase, which is the determiner is the words the, and the noun is the winners. The words much anticipated and annual modifies guide, and the words only modifies wanted. And there is two head in the sentence, which is guide and wanted. So for the last sentence in the text, which is get ready to be converted, there is verb, adjective, prepositional phrase, and adjective phrase in this sentence, which is the word get is the verb, ready is the adjective. In the prepositional phrase, there is preposition to and verb be, and in the adjective phrase, there is adjective convert. The head in this sentence is the verb get, and the words ready modifies you, and to be modifies ready.
Hello everyone, my name is MANUEL, JELIAN, ANAK, MASAM, and I will be presenting some parts of the structure of noun phrases, namely the position of the noun phrase, the head nouns, and the post modifiers and pre-modifiers. After that, I will be continued by my groupmate IFFAH, in which she will present on the modifiers of the noun phrases and the determiners. Now let's get into the meaning of noun phrase. A noun phrase defines as a group of words centered around a noun which functions as the head of the phrase. However, the structure of a noun phrase usually includes a noun and other words which is that modify or describe the noun. And now we will discuss on the position of noun phrases. A noun phrase might be the subject, the object, or the complement of another sentence. The noun phrase's place in the sentence is determined by its purpose. The noun phrase often appears at the beginning of a sentence as the subject, in which we will see in the next slide. In this example of the magazine article, we can see how the highlighted noun phrases acts as a subject or an object in their sentences. Now, first of all, in the first highlighted noun phrase, there are creams, tweezers, lipsticks, and sunscreens, we can see how he acts as the subjects to the verb work in their sentence. Now, second of all, in the second highlighted noun phrase, which are those that wow, act as a subject to the verb wow. Now, third of all, we can see how the noun phrase winners become a direct object for the verb wanted. And for the fourth one, which is top dermatologists and hair and makeup pros, became the object to preposition of to in their sentence. And finally, the noun phrase, the ones they swear by, acts as a direct object to the verb. All of noun phrases has to contain head nouns. Now, what is head nouns? Head nouns is the core of the phrase and is the word that identifies the person, place, thing, or idea being referred to. It can be a single word, like cat, a compound noun, like black cat, or a proper noun, like mittens, which is the name of the cat. In the examples that can be seen in the magazine article, we can see how most of the head nouns are made out of single words nouns, such as creams, tweezers, lipsticks, sunscreens, winners, dermatologists, hair, makeup, pros, ones, and reasons. In some noun phrases, there are bound to be pre-modifiers and post-modifiers. Now, pre-modifiers come before the head noun and provide additional information about the noun phrase that the head noun is contained in. Meanwhile, post-modifiers come after the head noun and provide additional information about the noun phrase that the head noun is contained in. Now, in this example in the article, we can see how some head nouns are modified by some of the pre-modifiers and post-modifiers, therefore adding additional information to that noun phrase. For example, in the head noun creams, tweezers, lipsticks, and sunscreens, we can see how there are two post-modifiers that will modify those head nouns, therefore adding additional information to the noun phrase, such as the post-modifier that work just fine and those that well. Other than that, the noun phrase, the winners, are modified by the pre-modifiers only, therefore adding additional information to that noun phrase. Other than that, the noun phrase, the ones, are modified by the post-modifier they swear by, therefore adding additional information to that noun phrase.
Thank you, Manu. So moving on to the next part, we have modifiers in noun phrases. We can see that an explanation of the noun in phrases is given by the modifiers. This means that prepositional words and determinants may be modified as noun, although adjectives are the most prevalent kind of modifier. So let's have a look at the first one. Article is a word that appear before a noun to indicate the noun's difference in the sentence and are called determinants. Determinants include the words such as a, and, the, and this. Moving on to the next part, we have the modifiers may appear either before or after the noun. For example, we have the adjective determinants, prepositional phrases, and other nouns. For example, noun plus modifiers. And the last one we have see that possessive noun or pronouns are a word class known as prepositional phrases that have a preposition at the beginning and a noun or pronoun at the end. Right, so let's have a look at the example in the poster. So the term much anticipated serves an adjective modified for 18 annual guide, and it is indicating the high level of anticipation associated with the specific guide. So moving on, the phrase wildly busy modified the professional top dermatologists and hair and makeup pros, and it is giving insight into their hectic schedule. Alright, so moving on to the next part, we have determiners. Determiners defined as a word that provide to specify of the noun, and it may include articles such as a and the, quantifiers such as some, many, and demonstratives such as this or that. So let's take a look at the first one, the indefinite article. For example, there are creams, tweezers, lipstick, and sunscreen. Introduce a general category of beauty products without specifying the particular ones. Moving on to the next part, we have demonstrative pronoun. So the demonstrative pronoun, there are those that vowel phrases, points to a specific subset of beauty products that have a remarkable impact. So for the next one, we have the definite article. The winners emphasize a specific group of products. It is indicating a clear selection process. So in addition, we have the possessive determiner. So in the phrases, our much anticipated with annual guide conveys a ownership and emphasizes the significance of the guide to the author. So for the last one, we have the definite article and possessive determiner. So the combination of the wildly busy, top dermatologists and hair and makeup pros involve the definite article and possessive determiner, specifying a particular group of professionals and highlighting their busy schedule.
In this portion of the presentation, I will be recapping about the several key functions that noun phrases play within a sentence, and the crucial roles they have in conveying meaning and structure. Noun phrases often act as the subject of a sentence, identifying the doer of an action expressed by the verb. For example, in the sentence, the brave knight fought the dragon, the noun phrase, the brave knight, is the subject. Noun phrases can also function as the object of the verb receiving the action or being affected by it. In the sentence, the dragon breathed fire, the noun phrase fire is the object. Noun phrases can also be used to provide additional information, such as in the case when it's used, like I said, as an object of a verb, as a complement of a preposition, as a object complement, and as a complement of a sentence.
Right, so we have come to the end of the presentation. Thank you so much for listening and have a nice day.